almighty, if he was omnipresent, if he was omnipotent, you wouldn't have let this happen. That's when you fall short of the glory of what he's supposed to make you. You understand what I'm saying? But, you know, as humans, we are flawed. That's what makes our perfection is our flaw.
I done been out with a broad. Same situation he just said. I done been out with a broad. And they called and she on the phone, hey. And I'm sitting there like, whatever, it is what it is. You ain't my youngin'. It is what it is. If that's how you living, that's how you living. I just see it for what it is. You not gonna, once you tell me you dealing with 4, 5 niggas, I'm already gonna be like, oh, this.
A life of everlasting awokeness. You know what I mean? Most of the major religions speak about heaven and hell, right? And so some of us that do a diligence with study, we realize that heaven is a place of, you know, destination.
Hold up, before we start the topics. I want to wish my home girl, one of my closest friends, down to earth. She got the juice. It ain't nothing but the juice. I want to wish her a happy, happy, happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy
thank you.
birthday.
Happy,
Blessed
happy,
and happy to see this birthday.
Happy
Birthday.
birthday
How
to
old is you?
you.
How old or cold is you?
43 degrees, baby.
Oh shit. Ooh, that's cold. That's cold. Windy?
Yeah.
Chicago 43 degrees?
Yeah.
Oh, Miami 43
It's
degrees.
both. It's all the above.
I know that's
The
right.
Windy City.
I know that's right.
I'm here.
I know that's right.
43 times around the sun.
What you got? You have any resolutions for onto your next spin around the sun?
To get this juice jumping.
The juice already jumping. What you mean?
Even more.
There you go.
That's
You
it.
might got a little juice factory coming up. You know what I'm saying? Just make sure Dior in there.
I got you. Moonlight Dior.
Moonlight Dior.
Relax.
But on another note, on a serious note, I think we should get this out of the way. You know,
Nothing but the
everybody knows something happened this weekend. That was very tragic. That was very disturbing. That was very, very unnecessary. You know, my partner, my friend, my little brother went through something real, real serious. But I think we got to attack before we go to any topic, man. You know, I'd rather say it, but I think y'all need to hear from him. And we sit down here, we discuss, and you know, we see how we go from there, man. So go ahead, Will. Can you break down what happened?
Sunday, a young lady was tragically murdered at the subway in the next parking lot beside where we work at, right here. And the person that was murdered, that was my 7-year-old's mother. Her name Jessica Somerville. You know, she died of gun violence. That's all I'm gonna say.
You know, ever since it's tough. It's tough, man, because things like this is a touchy subject, because sometimes when a person go through that, you don't really know what to say to that person, because if you haven't been through it, saying that you're all right, it's not even the right word to say. Saying that I got you is not the right word to say. You know, but since the incident, man, I say this. He's been very, it's tough. But, you know, he been like, he's smiling, he laughing. He's like real being very, very strong. And I applaud him for that, man, because a lot of people right now with the situation that he's in would have broken down. You know, his spirits is, like Janelle said, his spirits has been very, very high, man. So it's a situation where something got to be done. You know, a person shouldn't leave their job to get ready to go home just to go to the store to get a bite to eat and never see their children again, or never see their mother again, or never see their father again, or never see their cousins or family again. And you know, it affects the whole community. You know, you know, every time I think about it, it just pains me because you never know how it feels till they hit home. You know, you never know how it feels till they hit home. So, no, that's my little brother. So I don't care how much he shows that he's strong, I know he hurting. And it's gonna take everyone. That's why I always preach you having a team, you having a support system that's gonna be there for you through times like this. You know, it don't matter what it is, he know that we got him. And I think that's what makes him smile, because he know he got a strong support system besides his family, or you know what I'm saying, his family, his you know what I'm saying, his immediate family. He know we got him. He know we got him.
We his tribe,
And
his second
we have
family.
everybody in here has called him and told him, look, whatever you need. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you need, we got you. But it's tough, man. You know, I circle back, you know, let everybody speak their thoughts, but you know, it's just unnecessary. You know, and there's so many things I want to say right now, but you know, I'll let y'all talk. I'll let y'all talk.
Yeah, the situation, you know, it leaves you speechless because I don't even know what to say at times. Like, you know, talking to everybody in here, people ask me, am I all right? It's just like, I mean, yeah, I'm good, but it's like, other than that, what else can I say? You know, I'm mentally, you know what I'm saying? I'm struggling a little bit mentally, but other than that, you know, we gotta keep trucking. I gotta be strong, because like I said, this is the mother of my child, so she left behind a child, so I gotta be strong for both of us. On top of the families involved and everything, I can't be down, so I try my best to be myself at all times. You know what I'm saying? Because if I'm down, it's gonna bring y'all down. Now, I ain't trying to bring people down.
We definitely lift your spirits up, even if you are down. It's you have the right to be down. You don't have to be
Absolutely.
strong at all times. That's not what we were made for. We weren't built to be strong like that at all times. Death brings out a different type of energy out of people. It shows your true colors, your true self, and what you lacking and what you need to do, and it just make you get yourself in order. Whether it be getting your life insurance, getting your burial things in order, it just makes you look at yourself and say, what am I lacking? What do I need to fix? It's a wake up call for everybody. It definitely is.
Anybody else want to step to the plate?
I'm sorry.
Huh? Dior, take it.
Thank you.
Take it. So right there, right though, that laughter.
Yeah.
Hey, bro.
We needed that.
Oh, all right. So
that
y'all
was
catch.
dope. Inadvertently,
but-
that was dope. I like that.
So
I like that.
death, right? Is this? Do I gotta like? I can just talk? Or am I
Man,
gotta,
talk, man. Come on, man.
So death, right? When you look at things that are promised in life, you know, after birth, you're promised one unescapable journey. I'm talking about like after birth, you're promised one unescapable journey. It is spelled out death. When you live, there's something called a portion of time that we have no control over. In that portion of time, what we do with it spells out our after journey from that life that was granted on this place we call Earth. Those things that we set up and gather around are called deeds, and balance is the scale that say, was this person worthy of those after gifts? Heaven, a pure life, a life of everlasting awokeness. You know what I mean? Most of the major religions speak about heaven and hell, right? And so some of us that do a diligence with study, we realize that heaven is a place of, destination. And then we look at what's done to get there. We see that it sounds like good deeds. Know that we don't need to know that he is all forgiving if we weren't going to sin. So he knows we're going to fuck up, come short, right? So boom, we have the map to know that death comes, that we're going to fuck up, that we can ask for forgiveness, that heaven is there, that hell is there. And it's really up to us what we do with that portion of time, but death is inevitable, right? So then we should come to a resolve that death is what? Inevitable. We're going to die. So to allow ourselves to curse our creator because death has arrived is horrible. Those people have failed. So congratulations to you for saying that you're keeping yourself together to a degree where you're still going to go forward for your child and not cursing the creator because death is inevitable. It's something we should gather to understand that's going to happen because life, then death, right? None of us are from it. When those people that get in accidents or are in chemo or in their late stages of life, and then people are getting phone calls, and then we're like, well, I know God is going to answer my prayer and that they're going to come through. These people are lost because we're not saying your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Because guess what? It's his decision whether they come around or not, because we understand that life and death are in the balance of an inevitable understanding. To live, you will die. So like I said, I salute you for that, bro. Because a lot of us get conscrewed and we get the curse in life and not understanding. I get the tragic event of the reason for death and us not, coming to some resolve right away. But to just say that they're not going to go into that element of life means that you've lost understand your place and what it may be for you as a test. Maybe it's a step up. Maybe it's a way to, align you for some things that you may need to teach down the road. It's inevitable.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, we as humans have created guns. You get what I'm saying? We use the material from the earth that God gave us to create the elements, to create the object. So, unfortunately, we will be the cause of that object causing death, right? Self-reflection should come from it because we can't change another person's
decisions.
You know what I mean?
Actions. Mm-hmm.
So I just hope that you hear that from what I.
Oh, that was dope, man. That was dope. That touched my heart. That touched my heart because a couple of years ago I went through the same ordeal. Somebody took two of my kids' mother from them. It's a very, very, very hard, painful situation because you don't come back from that. My two boys don't have a mother because somebody decided that they want to be emotional because something was told to them that they didn't like. I look at my kids and I know they'll never be the same. I'm 48 years old, and I always tell myself, man, if anything happened to my mother, I won't know what to do. So imagine what my two boys are going through. Oldest is 22. Her oldest is 28. My oldest is 22. And 18. You know, my 18-year-old was a mama's boy. And every time I look in his eye, every time I look at my son, all I tell the God, let me take this pain away from him. But like my man Raheem said, maybe it's a journey that he needs to go on by himself. Maybe it's a path that he needs to go on through this situation that happened. You know, but it's crazy, man, because you never understand what situations are until it hits your door. You know what I'm saying? As much as you want to empathize with a person, you never know until you experience it yourself. You know, the matter of violence is crazy because sometimes things are not meant to be understood. You just got to know that nothing happens for a reason. There's no coincidence. And sometimes that's hard to fucking fathom. I'm sorry.
It is.
Yeah.
And it will make you test your faith. Whoever that you believe in, once something that tragic happens to you, you ask, sometimes that's when the why comes in. If he was so and so, if he was the Almighty, if he was the omnipresent, if he was the omnipotent, you wouldn't have let this happen. That's when you fall short of the glory of what he's supposed to make you. You understand what I'm saying? But, you know, as humans, we are flawed. That's what makes our perfection is our flaws, because we have a chance to fix them. But if you're not strong enough, you always fall short. You know, so the only thing I can do is just hug my kids every day and just be there for them. Because I can never feel the way they're feeling. Even if I go through the same situation, I can never have the same feeling. You know, and I can tell, because they're my children, that they will never be the same again. Like, they will never be the same again. You know, so, you know, I know people won't hear, a lot of people won't hear what I'm saying right now, especially if you're on the other side of the coin, right? But all I'm saying is this, right? Before you do some dumb shit like that, don't think about just the person you're doing that dumb shit to. Think about the other motherfuckers that shit gonna affect.
And you know, the word think is a word of mastermind. You're asking people to think that don't think.
I get it, but that was me being a little bit more, not just rhetorical, but that just, you know what I'm saying? The word. I'm listening. Go ahead.
Yes. So because we can't, as those thinkers, allow ourselves to ask people to think that aren't thinkers. We're in an environment where we have to maintain reality as our understanding to be able to communicate with daily function, because we'll lose it. Because when I open the door and I got two baby girls that's 5 and 3, then the guy opens the door in front of me and the kids decide to be 4 to 7 feet in front of me, and they walking in the door because they know daddy going in the door because we go there every day, because kids are familiar with rhetorical things, right? So they know this store. So they run in the store like they don't hold daddy's hands, and then that's so uncomfortable where they holding my fingers walking in a new environment. They know the store. But you go in the store and you let the door close on my babies. Am I a person that don't think if I get upset and I tell you use a wild clown ass nigga because you let the door close on my kid? Or do you owe me anything or my children for holding that door? Are we dealing with thinkers? Who's thinking? Who's not? Does that person really owe us something? Who gets shot and dies because of that altercation that comes from something that a person doesn't owe us? But because your view is you saw 2 kids and you should have held the door. Who's thinking and who's not? This shit happens every day. My daughter at home and she need a coat, and I see you with your motherfucking son and he got a North Face on, and I take that junk. I rob you and your son at gunpoint, and I go home and I tell my family I did it and I did some wild shit, but I did it because of my kid. Does that make it understandable that I took from a child? So thinkers, who's thinking? Are we asking people to think that aren't going to think? And I'm saying that because it helps us gather reality easier when someone does lose their life that we love because of a motherfucker that ain't going to think.
Absolutely. That's why when I say think, I'm not saying that they should think, but my bad. I'm not saying they should think, right? My bad. But in on the other side, you got
No,
to
they
understand
should
this,
think.
right? They should.
A lot of people just go off emotion.
You know,
we
they
deal
should.
with a lot of emotional people out here. So they get emotional and let their emotions move their body and react a certain way without thinking. It's all just emotion.
85 or 90% of people that's locked up right now, it's locked up because of their emotions.
Mm-hmm. And
Because
they
something
say
they did out of emotion.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that's why I say when I say think, I'm not saying that they should think, but there should be a level of conscious. There you go, level of consciousness to make you snap. Like, what am I doing?
I agree.
Go back to
You know,
what I'm talking about.
yeah, I get. What I'm saying is, I'm agreeing with them.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, I'm trying to put them on the. I'm being empathetical, right?
Right.
What if?
But we can't. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Let's go ahead.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? What if, like, don't think about just that person. Think about the effect. You know, and I'm not. When it comes to human nature, that's not work. You have to.
You know
that
what you're
has to
doing?
be-
You projecting your brilliant brain on people that don't have it. You want somebody to think about cause and effect when they don't understand cause and effect. I mean, I'm trying to create this conversation because you asking people to think about cause and effect when they don't. In their mind, they're tunnel visioned. They go outside with one thing on their mind. Think about all the people that scam every
Did
day.
you say that? You see how I said think? You said the same.
But we think.
That's what I'm saying. But the point I'm making is this, right? I'm not saying they're gonna think, but I'm saying they should. You know, because it takes a level of time, it takes a matter of time before something is done, right? 9 times out of 10 it might take 5 to 10 seconds, right? I'm not saying that the way the body or the way the mind works, sometimes you go blank and things happen. I get that. But if you take you 2 minutes, 3 minutes for you to commit a certain level of crime or do a certain level of activity that's going to harm a person, you have a little bit of time to think. You understand what I'm saying?
I mean,
You
what's
do.
that? What's that time? So what do we? So like, in what element are we speaking about?
I'm speaking about in the element of how is this going to affect the person I'm about to do this harm.
So think about this. Let's just say all of us decide that we're gonna hit a bank.
Mm-hmm.
Our mind is focused on what we're doing it for, separately and as a unit. If I conquer up the mojo to say we hitting this bank, I ain't concerned about who is hitting and who is affected. You know how many people's accounts we getting ready to fuck up? How many mothers that may only had $12 in their account? We're not thinking about the small people with the small accounts we're about to hit. So what I'm saying is, those guys that's coming outside, getting on the train, and their mental is, I'm hitting her, I'm taking them off today. They already stopped thinking when they left home.
Mm-hmm.
So in the moment right here, when they see the bag, all they doing is igniting what they had as an intention 17 hours ago when they left the house and got on the P12.
Right. So let me ask you this, right?
They ain't even in the moment
in the
as
midst
people.
Of all this, right? And I asked this, I asked this a couple of times on the show, right? And in the midst of all of this, right? Even if I'm trying to give them a benefit of the doubt because of human nature, how do we move on from this, right? Who should be blamed?
That's a loaded question.
I mean, I know it
And I
is,
like
but what
it.
I'm saying is this, right?
You ain't gonna like the answer though.
What you mean? I'm ready for the answer because I have my point of views when it comes to that, as far as who's to blame.
When I looked over at the brother, it's 2 chairs over from me, and I said that we created guns.
Absolutely.
We are the blame.
Person that does that.
Because normally, when I've chosen, and thank God that I haven't, as an individual, to take, steal, rob, murder, kill, and create harm, my intentions are to gain a benefit. And normally that benefit is superficial. It's a watch. It's a pair of earrings. It's a CD. It's a car. It's a gun. It's a piece of vagina. It's something that I'm losing to the flesh because I want to have so much, because I'm chasing something that I shouldn't even have. Because if the goal is heaven, we need very few things. It says travel the earth, becoming attached to nothing. So why the fuck am I even concerned to rob somebody when a bird don't go do shit other than get the worm and take it back home? You see what I'm saying? So from the beginning, I'm already in a mental space of projecting shit into the earth that's not even necessary. And then I'm creating things that are causing people harm. Where did a gun and a sword come from? How many knife and gun murders and deaths do we have a day? Why do we need them? We're physically capable of defending our homes. Look at a fucking penguin. They don't even have fingers, and they defend their home. We are the blame.
I mean, that was my point.
You said, so I agree.
Sometimes we blame the system. Sometimes we blame everybody but ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Everything starts at home. Everything starts at home. And nowadays, most of the murders that's going on these days is done by children. You know, and a lot of these children are very impressionable. Very, very much. They act and react on what they see. So certain things certain habits that they inhibit, or certain habits that they do, it starts from the house. And 9 times out of 10, you know what your child is doing. I don't care what you say. If you're paying attention to your child, you know what they're doing. If they're in the streets, if they're doing something they ain't supposed to do, you know something that they're doing, because it turns into a habit. You know, but a lot of parents fail to acknowledge that until the incident happens. And that's when we jump in. But some of these habits have been built since they was 10, 11, 12, 13 years old.
Or younger.
You know what I'm saying? Or younger. I done seen some kids doing some things at 8, 9 years old that they weren't supposed to. Mm-hmm. And mothers and fathers just thinking that's cool.
You know, the little girls on IG with their daughters, and they be doing the little dances. It's like, what do we think we're creating? Like, what is gonna come from a 5-year-old twerking? And then now she's, 9 and kissing a little boy, but then now we want to whoop her. What do we think when the 13-year-old is watching porn in the basement on YouTube? Who created it? Who created the environment? Who didn't watch their language around the child? Who didn't create adulthood from childhood in the home?
Point. That's my point.
We are creating this shit. Slavery.
Yeah.
So with every element of what's being projected into our society, we're procreating it. I mean, we're allowing it to continue to have a legacy.
That's if you speak.
Let's ask the oil. Excuse me.
Let's ask Dior.
Let's ask Dior.
Hey, Dior, you a little quiet. Dior, you want to talk?
I mean, I'm just kind of like listening and learning at the same time right now, to be honest with you. But like, as he was breaking it down, I'm not gonna lie, it makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, like I said, everything starts at home. That's always a foundation when it comes to everything, right? So when you're looking outside of yourself, or when you're looking outside yourself, you're looking outside, blaming other people for something that you created is messed up. You know what I'm saying? Everything starts with you. So if your child is out there acting a fool, it's your fault. You know what I'm saying? Somebody got to be held accountable for what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Somebody got to be held accountable for what's going on. And the thing is, and I'm not even going to get deep as far as politics and all of that, but there's certain laws that's been put in place that don't feed what's going on. You know, these kids are doing this, or these whatever are doing this because the punishment doesn't match the crime. And if you notice, there's an age limit that's doing it. There's a bracket of age that's doing it. That's the point I'm making, you know, because everything starts at home. Everything starts at home. You know, so like I said, man, like I'm not gonna say you're gonna think. I'm not gonna say when you know what I'm saying, when you raised in a certain environment, all you know how to do is react. All you know how to do, all you know is how you was raised. All you know is violence. You know, that's why I said most of the time you can't blame a child for certain things that happen, even though it's wrong. You blame the certain environment that it was placed in, or certain environments that it came out of. You know, so but you know, it's hard, but you know, if you know this guy, you know, this my guy. You know, keep him in your prayers. Keep anybody that's going through certain things in your prayer, man. And if you can reach out and grab some of these kids, man, we gonna start doing that. Man, they need supervision. They need instructions. They need figures. Because you gotta understand this, right? When you don't have nothing to rely on, you fall for anything. I've been there. I've been there where there was a big void in my life as far as a dad. And I turned to something to fill that void. It wasn't positive, but it filled that void. You know, it filled that void. So, you know, we got to, you know what I'm saying? All we got is us. It takes a village to raise a community. It takes a village.
But you know the crazy part though, Rich? So like, you know how you say like you lacked a dad growing up.
Mm-hmm.
When I was growing up, I ain't had my dad either.
I got you.
But we had like when I was growing up, I had
OGs.
like cousins that's my mother age, my grandfather, uncles, niggas in the neighborhood, like that showed guidance.
They show on you though.
Yeah, 100. You know what I'm saying? But you get what I'm saying? We had people around us that even though Pop wasn't there, they was there to kind of fill in that void and make sure you good instead of you out here lost. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's what you gonna do.
Wow.
Same thing.
Yeah, of course. I do it now. You gotta come to the barbershop and see.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Come up here and see.
I get it, man.
So he right. You are an example of what he said.
Mm-hmm.
But the fruits of the labor show on the now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what happened in your environment is showing on you as well as him. He has himself, as you can see, he probably is one of those guys that want to come to work fresh every day. You know what I mean?
You talking about Dior? You talking about?
No, not Dior, him. So when I said he started licking his lips. Why are you licking your lips? I'm just saying.
Both
You're not supposed to catch that.
Both of them getting their LL Cool J on over that.
Y'all gotta calm down.